There are places, events, and moments in history that still keep humanity awake at night. Strange lights in the sky, vanished civilizations, eerie recordings, and unsolved cases that even the sharpest minds cannot explain. These are not just ghost stories or old legends, they are mysteries that remain wide open, despite decades, even centuries, of study. Today, we dive into 15 unsolved mysteries that defy all explanation. Some will chill you, some will leave you with more questions than answers, and some may just convince you that reality is stranger than fiction. Mystery number 1. The Voynich Manuscript, a book no one can read. Deep inside Yale University's Beinecke Library lies a book that has baffled scholars, linguists, and codebreakers for more than 600 years. The Voynich Manuscript, written in an unknown language, with bizarre plant illustrations that don't exist in nature, and filled with astronomical diagrams no one can decode it, seems less like a medieval herbal and more like an alien encyclopedia. Cryptographers from World War II to the CIA have tried and failed to crack it. Some believe it's an elaborate hoax. Others insist it's a forgotten language. But here's the catch. The handwriting is too natural, too fluid, suggesting it was written with genuine meaning. Could it be the diary of a vanished civilization, or instructions left behind by beings not from this world? To this day, the Voynich Manuscript laughs at every attempt to be understood. Mystery number 2. The disappearance of flight MH370 in March 2014. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off with 239 people on board and never landed. Despite the largest search in aviation history, spanning years and costing hundreds of millions, the full wreckage has never been found. Radar suggested the plane deviated thousands of miles off course, crossing one of the most remote areas of the Indian Ocean. But why? Was it a catastrophic systems failure, a deliberate act, or something stranger, an anomaly that ripped it from our skies entirely? Families still wait for closure. Theories range from hijacking to alien abduction, but the truth hides beneath waves that may never give up their secret. Mystery number 3. The WOW signal, a message from space. On August 15, 1977, a powerful narrowband radio signal was detected by Dr. Jerry Emin at the Big Ear Radio Observatory in Ohio. It lasted only 72 seconds, but it was so unusual and so structured that Emin circled it in red pen and wrote one word in the margin: wow. The signal came from the constellation Sagittarius, right where we might expect alien civilizations to exist, but it was never heard again, despite repeated scanning. Was it a cosmic accident? Or the first and only time Earth received a hello from intelligent life? For decades, astronomers have replayed that moment, haunted by the possibility that we missed our one chance to answer back. Mystery number 4. The Taos hum, the sound no one can escape in the small town of Taos, New Mexico. Hundreds of residents report hearing a low-frequency hum like the distant sound of an idling diesel engine. The problem? There is no engine, no machinery, and no source scientists can pinpoint. Some hear it constantly, others not at all. Sensitive recording equipment has failed to detect it in ways that match what human ears describe. For many, the sound is maddening, causing insomnia, anxiety, even illness. Is it a geological vibration, secret government testing, or a frequency beyond modern science? The Taos hum has spread reports worldwide, making some fear it's less a local anomaly and more a phenomenon waiting to engulf humanity. Mystery number 5. The Dyatlov Pass incident, death in the mountains in February 1959. 9 experienced hikers set out into the snowy Ural Mountains of Russia. They never came back. When rescuers found their camp, it was a scene of horror. The tent slashed open from the inside, belongings left behind, and bodies scattered across the slopes. Some were half-dressed, barefoot in the snow, as if fleeing in panic. Autopsies revealed shocking details: skull fractures, internal injuries without external wounds, radiation traces on clothing. One victim's tongue was missing. Soviet authorities closed the case with a vague conclusion of a compelling natural force, but decades later, theories range from avalanches to secret military weapons to UFO encounters. The Dyatlov Pass remains a chilling puzzle carved into the snow. Mystery number 6. The Black Knight satellite alien probe in orbit. High above Earth, amateur astronomers have spotted strange, regular objects orbiting for decades, long before we ever launched satellites. NASA photos from missions in the 1960s and 70s appear to show a massive, dark, irregular-shaped craft, dubbed the Black Knight satellite. Some believe it has been circling Earth for thousands of years, watching us, waiting. Scientists dismiss it as space junk or thermal blankets lost in missions, but the legends persist. If true, it means humanity has never been alone in space, and we've been monitored long before we were ready to look up. Mystery number 7. The overtoun bridge dogs that jumped to their death. In Scotland, near the village of Milton, there is a bridge with a horrifying reputation. For over 60 years, dogs crossing the Overtoun Bridge have leaped to their deaths into the rocky gorge below. Hundreds of cases have been documented. Witnesses claim dogs appear to be suddenly compelled, as if something invisible calls them over the edge. Skeptics argue it's due to the smell of mink or acoustics only dogs can hear, but locals whisper that the bridge is cursed, that something darker lures the animals to their fate. For pet owners, it is an unexplainable nightmare that turns man's best friend into a victim of unseen forces. Outro for part 1, and these are just the first 7 of the 15 most baffling mysteries in history. From secret manuscripts to vanishing planes and cosmic signals, each case challenges everything we think we know, but the further we go, the darker it gets. In part 2, we'll explore mysteries involving strange creatures, ancient civilizations, and terrifying disappearances that defy all logic. Stay tuned, because the truth may not just be stranger than fiction. It may be far more terrifying. We've already uncovered 7 of the world's most haunting unsolved mysteries, enigmas that stretch across history, science, and the unexplainable. But the deeper we go, the stranger the world becomes. Now, brace yourself as we move into the second half of this chilling compilation. From bizarre disappearances to ancient riddles, from creatures of legend to mysteries that science itself refuses to touch, these are the puzzles that refuse to die. Mystery number 8. The Bermuda Triangle. Ships and planes that vanish. Few places on Earth have captured the imagination quite like the Bermuda Triangle. Spanning an area between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this stretch of ocean has been linked to countless disappearances of ships, planes, and entire crews. Most famously, Flight 1905 U.S. Navy bombers on a training mission in 1945 vanished without a trace. Rescue planes sent after them also disappeared. In total, 6 aircraft and 27 men were lost in a single night. Theories abound. Sudden rogue waves, methane gas eruptions, magnetic anomalies that confuse compasses, even portals to other dimensions. Yet many incidents remain completely unaccounted for. The Bermuda Triangle still swallows explanations, as effortlessly as it swallows ships. Mystery number 9. The Zodiac Killer. The ciphers that remain unbroken. In the late 1960s, California lived in fear of a serial killer who taunted police and newspapers with cryptic letters, strange symbols, and unsolvable ciphers. He called himself the Zodiac. Though some ciphers were cracked decades later, others remain unbroken, including one that could reveal his identity. Despite suspects, witness accounts, and decades of investigation, the Zodiac was never caught. What makes this more chilling is the idea that the Zodiac may have been watching all along, hidden in plain sight, laughing at the world's inability to decipher his ultimate code. Mystery number 10. The Tunguska Event. An explosion without a crater on June 30, 1908. In the remote Siberian wilderness of Tunguska, a massive explosion flattened over 80 million trees across 800 square miles. Eyewitnesses described a fireball tearing through the sky, followed by shockwaves felt hundreds of miles away. Yet, when scientists arrived years later, they found no impact crater, no meteorite fragments, nothing that could explain the energy of a nuclear bomb detonating in the atmosphere decades before nuclear weapons even existed. Some suggest a comet disintegrated in midair. Others whisper of alien craft, antimatter, or secret weapons. Over a century later, Tunguska remains the largest unexplained explosion in recorded history. Mystery number 11. The Oak Island Money Pit, a treasure that refuses to be found off the coast of Nova Scotia. The island of Oak Island hides what many believe to be one of history's greatest buried treasures. Since 1795, explorers have dug into the infamous Money Pit, uncovering layers of wooden platforms, mysterious tunnels, and even objects of gold. Yet every attempt to reach the bottom ends in disaster, sudden floods, collapses, and even deaths. Some claim the pit was designed with booby traps, engineered by an advanced group centuries ago. Theories range from pirate treasure, to the lost works of Shakespeare, to the Holy Grail itself. Despite hundreds of years of digging and modern equipment, Oak Island refuses to give up its secrets. Mystery number 12. The Shroud of Turin, a holy relic, or a master forgery. The image seems to have been burned into the fibers in a way that science still cannot replicate. Whether relic or forgery, the Shroud of Turin remains one of the most studied and mysterious artifacts on Earth. Mystery number 13. The case of Elisa Lam. The elevator video in 2013. Canadian student Elisa Lam was found dead in a rooftop water tank at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Her death was officially ruled an accident, but the details left the world disturbed. Security footage from the hotel's elevator shows Elisa behaving erratically, pressing buttons, peering out as if hiding from someone, and making strange hand gestures. Then, she vanishes. Weeks later, guests complained of foul-tasting water and low pressure. Maintenance workers discovered Elisa's body inside the sealed tank. How she got there remains a mystery. Her case became a viral sensation, spawning theories of foul play, paranormal activity, and even possession, but the video alone is enough to haunt anyone who watches it. Mystery number 14. The Nazca Line's messages to the gods. Across the Peruvian desert stretch massive geoglyphs, enormous shapes of animals, humans, and geometric patterns carved into the earth. These Nazca lines, some stretching hundreds of feet long, can only be seen in full from the sky. Created over 1,500 years ago, they have survived time, erosion, and history itself. But their purpose remains unknown. Were they astronomical calendars, religious offerings, or something even stranger, a message intended not for humans, but for those watching from above? Despite countless studies, the Nazca lines remain silent, etched into the desert as a riddle we may never solve. Mystery number 15. The disappearance of the Soda children vanished without a trace on Christmas Eve, 1945. A fire consumed the Soda family home in West Virginia. 5 of the 10 Soda children were believed to have perished in the blaze. But when the fire was extinguished, no remains were found, no bones, no evidence of their deaths. The parents received strange phone calls before the fire. Witnesses claimed to see the children alive afterward. A mysterious woman was even spotted watching the remains of the home as the fire burned. For decades, the family searched, placing billboards along highways with the children's faces. Yet no proof ever surfaced. Were they kidnapped, murdered, or did they live lives in secret, forced into hiding by unknown forces? The Soda case still burns in history like the fire that destroyed their home and answered, unsolved and unforgettable. Final outro for part 2, and there we have it, the final 8 mysteries of our list. From fires that left no remains to ancient carvings only visible to the heavens. From missing children to vanished ships. These stories remind us that the world is full of shadows science cannot light. When we combine them all, secret manuscripts, strange hums, impossible explosions, unexplained vanishings, we see a chilling truth. Humanity's knowledge is still small. There are gaps in our reality where answers should be, but instead, only questions echo back. Stay with us, because the deeper we dig, the darker it gets. Some mysteries may never be solved, but together we can at least uncover them and keep asking the questions that may one day reveal the truth. You've seen the infamous, the chilling, and the unexplained. But for every mystery we've covered, there are more waiting in the shadow, stories that refuse to be silenced, puzzles that claw at the edge of reason. Now, as we push further into this compilation, we'll expand deeper. We'll revisit some of the greatest enigmas from history, magnify the bizarre details often overlooked, and add 5 more mysteries that demand your attention. These are not stories for the faint of heart. These are shadows that live with us, unsolved, unbroken, and unstoppable. Mystery number 16. The Voynich Manuscript, a book written in no language we know. We touched briefly on the Voynich Manuscript before, but it deserves a deeper look. Found in the early 1900s, this centuries-old book is written in an entirely unknown language, complete with illustrations of strange plants, bizarre astronomical charts, and human-like figures bathing in green liquid. Cryptographers, codebreakers, and even AI have attempted to crack its code, but all have failed. Some believe it's an elaborate hoax, others insist it hides secret knowledge, a lost alchemical text, a coded medical manual, or even a message from an extraterrestrial intelligence. The manuscript sits locked away in Yale University's library, a riddle that refuses to speak, waiting for the day someone finds its key. Until then, every page is a taunt, daring humanity to understand what cannot yet be understood. Mystery number 17. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, a night of terror in the snow in 1959. 9 experienced Russian hikers trekked into the icy Ural Mountains. They never returned. When rescuers found their campsite weeks later, it was a scene out of a nightmare. The hikers' tent had been slashed open from the inside. Some bodies were found barefoot in the snow, others with crushed ribs and fractured skulls, but no signs of struggle. One victim was missing her tongue. Theories range from avalanches, to secret Soviet experiments, to encounters with something not of this world, but no explanation accounts for all the evidence. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains a terrifying reminder that sometimes the wilderness hides things far more dangerous than the cold. Mystery number 18. The Taos hum, a sound with no source. Imagine living in a quiet town, but always hearing a low, unending hum that no one else can explain. For the people of Taos, New Mexico, this is a reality. Since the 1990s, residents have reported a strange humming noise that drones endlessly, with no identifiable source. Sensitive microphones can't pick it up. Geologists, physicists, and sound engineers have investigated, but the hum persists. Some hear it constantly, while others don't hear it at all. Theories range from secret military experiments, to underground tunnels, to mass hallucination. But the Taos hum isn't unique. Similar reports come from the UK, Canada, and even Australia. What's more unnerving is this: once you hear it, it may never leave you. Mystery number 19. The Piri Reis Map, an impossible piece of cartography. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis created a world map that should not exist. On its surface, it looks like an ordinary early map of the Atlantic, but closer inspection reveals something shocking. detailed depictions of South America and even Antarctica centuries before they were properly discovered. What's more, Antarctica appears without its ice cap, as though mapped thousands of years earlier when the continent was still warm. How did Piri Reis know this? He claimed he compiled the map using ancient charts passed down for generations, possibly from lost civilizations. Some argue it proves advanced knowledge existed long before recorded history. Others whisper of something more extraordinary, that we are not the first advanced civilization on Earth. Mystery number 20, the WOW signal, a message from the stars. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Eman detected a radio signal from deep space unlike anything ever recorded. It was strong, clear, and lasted 72 seconds. In the margin of his datasheet, Eman scribbled a single word: "Wow." The signal came from the constellation Sagittarius and matched no known natural or human-made transmission. To this day, it remains the best candidate for extraterrestrial communication ever detected, though never repeated. The WOW signal haunts the search for alien life. Was it a cosmic accident, a glimpse of another civilization reaching out, or a message we were never meant to hear? Expanded deep dives to stretch narrative length to build runtime and deepen intrigue. Part 3 also includes expanded reanalysis of earlier mysteries, revisiting Tunguska, how new research suggests a hidden crater may still lie beneath Siberia's permafrost. Zodiac ciphers, modern AI attempts to break the unsolved Z13 code, possibly hiding the killer's name. Elisa Lam case, psychological theories versus paranormal ones, and why the Cecil Hotel's history makes this story even darker. The Nazca lines, how recent satellite scans have revealed dozens of new figures no human had spotted before. Outro for Part 3. As we add these new mysteries, one thing becomes clear: the unexplained isn't rare, it's everywhere. Ancient maps that shouldn't exist, radio signals that shouldn't be there, books that can't be read, and deaths that can't be explained. The more we uncover, the less we seem to know. And perhaps that's the greatest mystery of all, that truth itself hides behind a curtain we may never be able to pull back. But we're not done yet. In Part 4, we'll close this compilation with a descent into the darkest, most terrifying enigmas of all, mysteries that challenge not just science but our very sense of reality. On Christmas Eve in 1945, a fire consumed the Soda family home in West Virginia. 5 of the 10 children were never found. No remains, no evidence, nothing. Some reports claimed the kids were spotted alive afterward, suggesting a kidnapping instead of a tragedy. The case remains cold, with theories ranging from mafia involvement to government silence. In 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson called his parents after his car got stuck in a ditch. He kept talking on the phone, walking toward what he thought was home. Suddenly he shouted, "Oh, S*********, and the line went dead. Despite massive searches, Brandon has never been found. His final words still haunt investigators. 3. The lead masks mystery. Brazil, 1966. 2 engineers were found dead on a hillside in Rio de Janeiro, wearing lead masks over their eyes and strange suits. Next to them lay a cryptic note instructing, "Be at a determined place, swallow capsules, after effect protect metals, wait for signal." No one knows if it was science, cult, or alien contact. For the Dyatlov Pass Incident 1959, 9 hikers in Russia's Ural Mountains died under bizarre circumstances: radiation traces, missing eyes, internal injuries with no external wounds, and tents ripped from inside. Theories range from secret military tests to UFOs. Even modern investigations cannot fully explain what killed them. 5. The disappearance of Brian Schaefer. In 2006, medical student Brian Schaefer was seen entering a Columbus, Ohio bar but never seen leaving. Security footage shows him going in but not coming out. No exits were hidden. Did he vanish into thin air? In 1957, 2 young sisters in England died in a car accident. A year later, their mother gave birth to twin girls who began recalling details of their deceased sisters' lives, even recognizing toys they had never seen before. A chilling case often cited as evidence of reincarnation. 7. The silent twins. June and Jennifer Gibbons. These identical twins spoke only to each other in a secret language, refusing to interact with the outside world. Then suddenly, Jennifer died mysteriously of acute inflammation of the heart, and June began living normally. Was it fate, or something paranormal tying them together? 8. The Phantom SS Urang Medan 1947. A distress signal was picked up from a Dutch ship. All officers, including captain, dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. When rescuers arrived, the crew was found dead, eyes wide open, faces twisted in terror. Minutes later, the ship exploded and sank, erasing all evidence. 9. The Max Headroom broadcast intrusion 1987 in Chicago. TV stations were hijacked by a mysterious figure wearing a Max Headroom mask. The bizarre broadcast featured strange mumbling and laughter. The hacker was never caught, and no motive has ever been discovered. 10. The Hexham Heads 1971. 2 boys in England found stone heads in their garden. Afterward, strange events occurred, objects moved, and witnesses reported seeing a half-man, half-animal creature. The heads vanished years later, leaving only speculation. 11. The mysterious wow signal. 1977. While scanning the skies, an astronomer picked up a powerful 72-second signal from deep space. He circled it and wrote "wow" in red pen. Despite decades of searching, no natural or man-made source has been identified. Was it Earth's first hello from aliens? 12. The black-eyed children encounters. Witnesses worldwide claim encounters with pale children having completely black eyes, who ask to be let inside homes or cars. Those who refuse report overwhelming dread, while those who let them in rarely speak about it again. 13. The case of Eliza Lam. 2013. Security footage captured Eliza Lam acting strangely in a Los Angeles hotel elevator, pressing multiple buttons and gesturing as if hiding from someone. Weeks later, her body was found in the rooftop water tank. Her death was ruled accidental, but millions believe something darker happened. 14. The vanishing of flight MH3702014. A Boeing 777 carrying 239 people disappeared mid-flight. Despite years of searching, only a few pieces of debris have ever been found. With no wreckage or black box, the world still wonders, how can a modern plane vanish without a trace? 15. The man from Toward. 1954. A man arrived at Tokyo airport with a passport from a country called Toward. Officials checked it didn't exist. While they investigated, he was kept in a guarded hotel room. By morning, he had vanished without a trace. These stories remind us that not everything has an answer. Whether it's strange disappearances, unexplained signals, or eerie encounters, the mysteries keep us questioning reality itself. Which one do you think has a hidden truth waiting to be uncovered? 1. The CCTV vanishing of Lars Mittonk. 2014. A young German man went on holiday in Bulgaria. At the airport, CCTV cameras captured him suddenly sprinting out of the terminal, leaving all his belongings behind. Witnesses say he looked terrified, as if chased by something invisible. He disappeared into nearby fields and has never been found. 2. The strange case of Kenneka Jenkins. 2017. Kenneka Jenkins was found dead in a hotel freezer in Chicago. Security footage shows her stumbling through hallways alone, but many believe someone else was involved. How could she end up in a locked freezer? Conspiracies still swirl. 3. The Internet Mystery of Cicada 3301. A cryptic online puzzle appeared in 2012, claiming to search for highly intelligent individuals. The clues spanned steganography, dark web addresses, and ancient texts. Solvers reached dead ends, and no one knows who created it: government recruiters, hackers, or something else. For the ghost ship Carola Deering. 1921. This schooner was discovered grounded off North Carolina, completely abandoned. Food was laid out in the galley, logbooks were gone, and the entire crew had vanished. No bodies were ever recovered, and the ship's fate remains one of maritime history's strangest mysteries. 5. The case of Maura Murray. 2004. After a minor car accident in New Hampshire, nursing student Maura Murray vanished within minutes. Police arrived to find her car, but no sign of her. Despite huge searches and global attention, Maura's disappearance is still unsolved. 6. The creepy Max Lowen interview. 2016. A 13-year-old inventor gave an interview claiming he built a device to harvest free energy. His explanation was oddly advanced for his age. Years later, his online presence vanished almost completely. Some call it a hoax, others whisper of suppression. 7. The sky trumpet sounds. Across the world, strange trumpet-like noises have been recorded in the skies from Canada to Ukraine. Scientists debate whether it's tectonic plates, industrial noise, or atmospheric shifts, but the haunting sound continues to terrify those who hear it. 8. The overtoun bridge dog deaths in Scotland. A bridge has gained a dark reputation. For decades, dogs have leapt off the bridge at the exact same spot, often to their deaths. Scientists suggest sense or optical illusions, but locals believe something supernatural calls the animals. 9. The Taos hum. Residents of Taos, New Mexico, report a low persistent hum that never stops. Scientists have tried to track its source, but the origin remains unidentified. Strangely, not everyone can hear it, only about 2% of people. 10. The case of Asha Degree. 2000. At just 9 years old, Asha Degree packed her bag in the middle of the night and walked into a storm. Motorists saw her on the highway, then she vanished forever. No reason for her leaving home was ever found. 11. The Malaysian ghost taxi rides. Drivers in Malaysia and Singapore have reported picking up passengers who vanish mid-ride, leaving only eerie silence in the back seat. Some passengers are seen on dashcams, but when police arrive, no one is there. 12. The Lake City Quiet Pills mystery on Reddit. An account called Religion of Peace posted bizarre obituaries filled with coded messages. Investigators decoded them into strange references about contracts, hits, and meetings. Was it an assassination network hidden in plain sight? 13. The Van Meter Visitor. 1903. In Iowa, townspeople reported a giant winged creature with a horn that emitted blinding light. It terrorized the town for several nights before vanishing into an abandoned mine. Legends of the Van Meter Visitor still persist. 14. The murder of Blair Adams, 1996. A Canadian man suddenly emptied his bank account, bought plane tickets across continents, and told friends someone was after him. Days later, he was found dead in Tennessee, surrounded by his scattered money. No killer, no explanation. 15. The creepy case of Tamam, Shud, 1948. A man was found dead on an Australian beach with a coded note in his pocket reading Tamam Shud, Persian for it is finished. No ID, no fingerprints and records, and a codebook with hidden messages was later found. To this day, his identity remains a mystery. Final outro closing the series. These mysteries prove one thing: our world is far stranger than we can ever imagine. From chilling disappearances to bizarre signals, from ghost ships to unexplained sounds, reality often leaves us with more questions than answers. Some mysteries may one day be solved, but others may remain hidden forever. Which of these mysteries kept you awake tonight? And which do you believe has a truth we're not meant to uncover? Thank you for joining us on this journey through the unsolved mysteries that cannot be explained. Until the next story, keep your eyes open, because sometimes the most terrifying mysteries are the ones closest to home.